Where her cruelty knows no bound. I mean, we always knew that Madame Kudenai, whatever, the Scarlet Woman, was always someone who was cruel and something like that. But the steps she goes for her cruelty is oddly not create. Is oddly well. I mean, is oddly creating a non-thrill for me. I mean, in a way, you could consider her a dominatrix, and while that would have been kinda kinky, the way she plays things here is actually played in a more disturbing manner than anything else. In fact, the way she does this to the people that apply for attendance seems to suggest to me that she may actually be a man-hater or something like that. Or it could just be petty cruelty. I mean, Hiro Mishima did say that he's writing his villains to be extremely unlikable this time, and he has succeeded. Every single villain he has created so far is kind of unlikable. I mean, that of course creates a controversy that people are saying that the more unlikable they are, the less, good as characters they are. And while I have to agree partially on that, unfortunately I have, because, I have to say that a villain sometimes have to feel like, awesome. He did create many awesome villains in Fairy Tail and in Raymaster. It's just that he's creating this unforgivableness because he doesn't really want them to be as redeemed. So people can just have to shut up and stop complaining about that, because it makes sense. Villains are villains! They are not meant to be liked. Regardless, however, this is indeed the Eden Zero chapter of 56, and also we will not get an Eden Zero chapter next week because of Oban Festival. Actually, it surprised me though that we got one this week, but I guess, how do you say this? They were already in production, so while we won't get any other manga chapters from the others this week, we will get them next week, but we will not get from those that release this week, next week. Do you understand that extreme confusion? Even if you do, it is not that important. Let's get on with this chapter, shall we? First off, the cover page this time detailed a slightly older Homura, very likely starting to learn the way of the sword. Rebecca arrived to help Shiki and Homura, as the panty-stealing guy says that monsters over there is tough. It's kind of fun that when Rebecca first thinks it's just tiny monsters, when she takes a good look at it, she creates a really comical moment. And it's a black rock, which is no hunter has ever vanquished. However, Team Eden Zero decides to do that, because Homura says that we need to remove the color, and if defeating this thing allows that, then she will do it. So I really like Homura's character. She's unwavering in her convict to do forward, and that's how her master taught her. So she creates a new sword. So she creates a sword. Although it's revealed that the sword she has created is broken, she can actually create a new one. Either way, Pino managed to create analyzing, showing that this is her key of the place. Pino is an analyzer, meaning she can details the weak points of this monster, because she details that the ore of the monster is extremely hard. But according to her, a spot on the backs appears to not be as hard as the rest, meaning that a large power of concentrated fire could be able to do that. And so they create a pretty awesome combo. I have to say I really like this teamwork. First of all, Homura creates a slight, fire, allowing Rebecca to jump on her sword and then throw her up in the air. Unfortunately, Rebecca don't get it, so Shiki barely managed to awake and managed to get the air. However, he does see that Rebecca is still not wearing panties, so okay, that is kind of humiliating. But I mean, so are you saying me she didn't manage to take back her underwear from the panty stealing perverted soldier guy? Or are you telling me she's gonna have this entire arc going commando? Oh man, that is... Even I feel like that is going a little bit too far. At least make her wear pants or something like that. I mean, going commando situations, I'm not 100% a fan of that. Although technically one of my favorite authors of all time, who is very famous for his ecchi man content. Yes, even more than Hiro Mashima. You know, Matsueda Shun. He has written a lot of his female characters like that. Especially in his new manga that very likely will get cancelled in the next couple of months. Kimi wa number 8, like that. Either way, Rebecca sees the small glimpse of the wound and creates an enormous strong ether bullet blast that the monster seems to detect, while Shiki grabs the scale and manages to flip it upside down so its scale is exposed. And with a new attack called Warrior Maid Single Sword Struck Snake Bite, Homura managed to deliver it into the weak point of the thing, slaying it. Okay, here's where a lot of people can complain, but I'm saying it had one weak spot! If that spot is taken out, then it can fall like any other beast. They couldn't defeat it in superpower. But then the real, well, corruption comes forward. Their count do go down to 0 from the colors, but then it immediately resets, meaning that Madame the Scarlet Woman sincerely is not going to allow anyone to escape. Anyone who gets transported to the slave working is gonna be a slave for life. Now, if that doesn't show cruelty, I don't know what is. It's very likely she designed that way because she sincerely do not think that anyone can defeat the strongest monsters. But then, so the painted guy steals that, confirms it. And then he suddenly steals the color. It's worth noting though that Homura, well, I wanna say blocks his arm in her sensitive area, possibly implying that he was intending to steal her underwear too. I mean, she doesn't have a leotard under that kimono, so, and she is a lot stronger than Rebecca, so maybe she detected that he was intending to steal. Or has he already stealed it? I don't know. I don't think we see it, but the perverted guy is revealed. I'm sorry if I don't remember his name. He's not that memorable so far, even for my standards. He actually can steal the colors of people immediately, so his ability to steal trophies is not only for perverted thrill, it can be for anything else. So either way, he gives Homura the B-cube, which will detail the truth. We will finally find out. We'll then switch back to Madame Kurenai, who has a new attendant. This time still naked, but or is it the same model? No, I think actually this is the same model guy as before, when I think about it. But now she has placed a iron mask on him, but he is still naked. He calls it, he was cute, so I thought I would keep him as my pet. Even as the different, well, you know, cleaners appears, including the beekeeper guy. But the beast guy says he wouldn't mind being a pet. She says, though, with a sadistic face, that she is furious, and the reason why she is furious is the Valkyrie followers are plotting another uprising, possibly implying that Valkyrie planned an uprising but failed, and perhaps one of that reason why she cannot appear. And we see a shot of the Scarlet Woman's eye, which is indeed an eye. It's basically a satellite with angel wings or data wings that I think are meant to symbolize the irony of angel wings, with a gigantic eyeball, although it's not. I don't think that is a true eyeball, but you get my point. It's actually a pretty good design. I know the the wings do not look like angel wings, but I think that is meant to once again show the hypocrisy and the irony of Madame Kurenai by showing that she has eyes up in the space, which is literally a giant eye, on a satellite, which is fitting since it is in space. And then it has data wings, which is shaped like angel wings, just to further show the irony that she considers herself a god. And she says that she has found another source of revenue, so let's use the upskull Kurna to burn the labor district to ash. Are you serious? She's gonna destroy the labor district after everything that has happened? Even including the fact that they are working for her? She is an incredibly stupid and cruel woman. She needs to get what's coming for her. Well, either way, Homura and Shiki no longer have their collars. With that, they perhaps can move a little bit more frequently. At least now Shiki can beat the living crap out of cleaners and they won't even be able to do anything about them. Unless, of course, they're strong, and I highly doubt they're strong, because the main character must always win. And now they also have escaped the eye of Kurenai, but the question is though, what are they gonna do now? Shiki and the Homura and Rebecca now has the B-Cube. Will they finally hear Valkyrie's thoughts? And the reason why she cannot return? Either way, Valkyrie is the leader of a rebellion. She has planned a rebellion before, but she very likely failed. I don't know what is going on, but what I do know is that our heroes need to win right now. So granted, this wasn't as bad as last week's chapter. It was a little bit more refreshing. Yes, the action wasn't so quick, but it's Hiro Mashima. It was quick. It's Hiro Mashima. It is never meant to be dragging on. He is one-shotting things, and that has always been his shtick, and that is nothing wrong with that. Besides, if you are complaining about this fight, think of it on the bright side. They didn't defeat this thing with brute force. They found a weak point on it, and they utilized it. That is thinking! That is not enormous strength. And think like that. So no chapter next week from Eden Zero. It's gonna be a little bit annoying. But at least this one felt better in my book. Give me your thoughts if you have any.